I'm Steve Johnson, News Director of theDove TV. Watch more videos from the Dove newsroom at theDove.us. Good morning, I'm Steve Johnson with a reminder to get our app on your smartphone or tablet. You can also watch the Dove on our website or on our Roku channel. In the news today, as we reported last week, firefighters from down under are helping those in the western United States. Some of the help fighting wildfires in the Pacific Northwest coming in from the other side of the world. Dozens of firefighters from Australia and New Zealand will be heading out to help a ground campaign led by firefighters from across the West and augmented by U.S. soldiers. The U.S. is in the midst of one of its worst fire seasons on record, with some 11,600 square miles scorched so far and 3 firefighters killed. Well, calmer winds have enabled firefighters to make good progress on Oregon wildfires. Still, fire managers are nervously monitoring their resources. Brian Ballou from the Oregon Department of Forestry says managers want to assist in putting out other fires around the region, but they've got to be careful not to stretch themselves too thin in the event of a rapid turn for the worse.
We know full and well that any small fire that gets going can easily turn into a very large fire. So everyone's really trying to hold their initial attack forces close at hand, be very cautious with whatever they can release to go and help out with the large fires. It's kind of walking on a knife edge.
Even with the possibility of rain later in the week, Ballou says fire officials aren't allowing themselves to become overly optimistic. A group of hikers opposed to the proposed natural gas pipeline and terminal at Coos Bay have begun a 232-mile trek. The hikers traversing the entire length of where the liquefied natural gas pipeline would extend to the coast starting outside Klamath Falls. Hiker Emmeline Garrett says there are several reasons they're hiking this route.
The first is for us to be able to see the route and actually document by phones and by cameras and by situations like this with media, so a lot of the affected areas and landscapes. And then a second thing, and a thing that's been really noticeable so far, is that we're getting to meet a lot of these local landowners whose land is threatened by this project.
While those opposed to the LNG plant say the impact on fishing and the oyster industry would be negatively impacted because of the plan, others like Democratic Senator Ron Wyden says it's exactly what the coast needs to create jobs and investment in the state. Well, seasonal wetlands are drying up more quickly than usual as drought conditions persist in the Willamette Valley. Several ponds at the Ankeny National Wildlife Refuge have gone dry this year, and Willamette Valley National Wildlife Refuge Complex Project leader Damian Miller says it's rare for that to happen so quickly. Miller says that red-legged tadpoles matured and left the area before the wetlands dried out. He said many species of amphibians could be affected if the drought continues. Let's continue with a look at the weather scene. And we might be getting a little bit of a relief later this week. For Northern California and Wairika, 94 today, 92 tomorrow. By Saturday, there is a pretty good chance, about a 50% chance of rain with a high of only 78 degrees. As we move into the Klamath Basin area, 87 today and tomorrow, 85 on Thursday. Could get down to 72 with a 60% chance of rain on Saturday. As we move along the Oregon coast, 71 today, 70 tomorrow, 68 on Saturday with a 50% chance of rain. Moving inland to the Bend area of central Oregon, 86 today, 88 tomorrow, very mild, with a slight chance of rain on Friday as well as a better chance on Saturday with a high of 72. And for southern Oregon in the Medford, Grants Pass, and Ashland area, 95 today and tomorrow, down to 87 by Friday, maybe only 81 degrees on Saturday with a good chance for rain. That's news and weather here on the Dove.